guys, welcome back to my channel. Savia here, and I'm so happy that you stopped by. Today I am going to be doing a full coverage foundation routine, how I get my skin to look flawless, and I'm so excited. I have some awesome products that I want to show you. So yeah, if you want to see how I get a full coverage flawless foundation, keep watching. Alright, so I've already prepped my skin, and the first step to any flawless foundation routine, especially a full coverage one, is you want to make sure that you do prep your skin. You want to give it a very good wash with a good cleanser, put a serum or a moisturizer. If you don't have a good skincare routine, you can go to any Sephora. They are awesome about hooking you up and showing you what would be good for your skin type, and they give out free samples. So that would be the first place I go. And also making sure you at least wash your face once a day, and then putting a nice oil or serum on top will be all the difference in when your foundation goes on and your makeup. It's just gonna be a totally different vibe. So I've already cleansed my face. I put on a serum and a moisturizer. As you can see, it's very luminous, and I'm loving the serum that I'm using. I'm actually using a glycolic acid, which I absolutely love. So yeah, so that's the first step. Make sure you get your skin nice and moisturized, and we'll move on to step 2. So after you get your skin all prepped, I am going to go in with this Master Prime by Maybelline. This one right now is my favorite. It does blur and illuminate, and that is why I am practically loving it. It is my favorite one. And I'm just going to use a damp beauty blender. Make sure you get it nice and damp in a sink, squeegee it out, and make sure it's nice and fluffy. And we're just going to bounce that all over our skin. This one I'm really liking. I feel like it really does blur like any fine lines, and then it gives the skin, as you can see, a nice luminous feel. Alright, so I recently learned this new trick that I have actually been really liking. It's a little crazy and unorthodox, but it actually has been really working for a full coverage flawless look, especially for the summertime. It makes my makeup so it doesn't run at all. Like at the end of the day, it looks exactly the same. So I'm going to show you, and you're going to think it's crazy, but it's actually really awesome. So I'm going to be taking my Airspun, I don't want to tip it too much, translucent powder. And I typically don't do this, but I'm going to actually apply the powder, the face powder, before we put our foundation on. So it's actually going to be underneath. Now, you don't need to apply this to your whole face. You only want to apply it to places that you have like any really issues. So like for me, my places that I have issues are like right here under my eyes. And then I get a little bit kind of like, my makeup will get kind of ruddy right here in this area. And so you only want to bounce it in. You really want to press it into the skin because it's going to fill all those little lines and pores. This technique also makes your pores incredibly small, for me anyways. I know for some people it doesn't work as well, but for me, I think it works awesome. And then I'm also going to take it, I don't know about you, but mine oxidizes right here as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it right there. And right here. And we're just gonna really want to press that into your skin. This is an awesome beauty hack. Like I said, I've been doing it for the last couple weeks. I really wanted to test it before I did a video to see if I really liked it, instead of just throwing it out there, and surprisingly, I really like it. But if you have dry skin like me, you definitely want to make sure you moisturize, or your skin is going to feel super, super dry. Alright, and so as we let that set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and do my nose. I have really bad like separation on my nose. I don't know why. It's just any foundation I use will, for some reason on my nose, will always separate. So I've been doing this thing where, I'll show you another little trick. I'm going to be using the Unique Skin Perfecting Concealer in the shade Organza. This is my favorite full coverage concealer. See, I can't talk. It is so full coverage, it would cover anything. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my nose. And this may seem like a lot of makeup, but it's really not, as long as you use it, you know, just a little bit goes a long way, and we set it, it'll look very, very pretty. But if you have trouble with your foundation oxidizing on your nose so it separates, or you can see it like cracking or like little, almost like specks, this is an awesome technique. For some reason my nose gets really oily in the summer, so I think that's why it does it. But this for me eliminates all that. So you just want to make sure you get every inch of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my translucent powder again, and I'm gonna set that concealer before we do the foundation. So you want to just make sure. And when you bake, you can kind of put it on really thick. When you're doing it this way, you want to make sure it's very light and you're taking your time patting that into your skin. This sit for about a minute to make sure it gets in, it sets nice, and then we're going to go ahead and go in with foundation. Now that our powder has set for a little while, our nose concealer and the powder has set, we are ready to move on to foundation. I am going to be using this CC Color Correcting Cream by Lorac. This is one of my favorite shades, one of my favorite full coverage foundation. It is in the shade Tan, and it is very thick and creamy. So if you're, like I said, if you want it to be a full coverage, make sure whenever you're picking out a full coverage, it says full coverage on it. And let me see, we're gonna just take that. As you can see, it's very full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. And same thing, we're gonna go in with our beauty blender, and you want to just bounce that on your skin. And we're just gonna work in small sections. What I love about this foundation is it just goes right into the skin, and it's like, it literally gives you like a porcelain look. It helps mattify your pores, and then with that powder on top, it's just gonna, like I said, your face is gonna look very, very, very pretty. Like, this trick has saved my foundation from doing that. Alright, so hopefully you can see my skin is very, very, very matte. It is like, I don't see any of my pores, which I love because I hate pores. We're just gonna make sure this is nice and blended. Alright, so that's how I get my foundation. Like I said, you want to follow those steps if you want a very, very flawless look where everything is covered. You know, of course you can go in with a much lighter foundation if that's not your cup of tea, but because this is so full coverage, that's the look we're going for. I'm going to take that same concealer and I'm just going to go ahead and conceal under eyes here. And then if you have any blemishes, you want to take this as well. Like I said, this concealer is by far the best concealer I've ever used. I don't sell Unique anymore. However, I do still love their products. I think they have some of the best products on the market, and this concealer is definitely one of my favorites. And then I'm going to skip concealing my nose just because we already put some foundation and we already did the powder. I don't want to put any more on there in case it starts to look a little cakey. And then you just want to go in and start blending that in. So we are nice and concealed. Everything is set in place. What we're going to do to make sure it lasts all day, again, we're going to take that translucent powder. It does come with this cute little powder puff, and I'm going to set my whole face. Now, again, if you don't want a ton of makeup, you can skip this step. However, this is crucial if you do want it to last morning to night. And it may look a little crazy, but what we're going to do is we're going to let it set, and then we're going to do the rest of our makeup and come back. We're going to add some finishing spray. It's going to make it look really dewy. So there is a process to all this. It can look a little crazy when you're going through it, but the end result is just like phenomenal. So we're just going to take that and press it into our skin. And like I said, it's going to look a little crazy at this point, and that's okay because the end result will be a flawless, totally flawless, very, very high coverage look that's going to last you all day. And if you suffer from acne or any scars or blemishes, this technique is like what to do. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, my eyes, my eyebrows off camera. I'm going to come back, we're going to take the powder off, finish the face, and show you exactly what it looks like. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, so I just finished doing my eyes and my eyebrows and my lips, and so now what we're going to do is take a clean, like kabuki kind of brush, a big fluffy brush, and now that powder has had plenty of time to sit, we're just going to rub all the excess off. And you can see, like, I can see in the mirror, it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but like there's no pores here. It's totally flawless. All right. And so it does still look a little bit dry to me. So the most important step at the end is we're going to add the, I can't think of the word, the spray, and that's going to give us a really dewy finish. So like I said, it's going to all come together in the end. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a quick kind of, this is not going to be a really fancy like face look. I'm just going to add a little bit of bronzer just to warm it up. We don't need anything excessive because it's really about the foundation, but I do like to warm my face up just a little bit. And I love this palette, this Sephora blush palette. I'm going to use this coral shade here. It's really pretty. Gives us a nice summer glow. But I hope you can see, like, my skin looks so flawless. And like I said, I love, especially if I'm having like a long summer day, like if I'm going to be out and about all day, or even at night if I know I'm going to be sweating, like this is like my go-to techniques because it just makes my foundation stay. It's like it does not move. It's not going to budge. We're just going to pop a little bit on there. Look at that. It's so pretty. And my nose, awesome. It looks really, really flawless. There's none of that breakage there. So the last and most important step, like I said, you want to go in with any face spray. So I'm using the Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray. I am totally loving this spray right now. I finally was able to get my hands on it, and you want to make sure you give a very nice coat of it because you want it to set and give a dewy look. So we're just gonna go in. There we go. So you can see it gives a very dewy glow. It looks like you don't have a ton of makeup on, when really we don't have a ton, but you know, more than usual. So yeah, here's the final look. If you guys liked this video, please subscribe down below. I will link all the products I used. If you have any questions, write in the comments and let me know what you want to see. Also, let me know if this technique worked for you. I'll make sure to do a close-up. But yeah, I am loving it. Like I said, it works for so many different occasions. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day.